So for today's recap, I'm going to be going through 3 trades, 2 of which were really good setups that I would recommend, and then 1 that was just kind of for fun. I took on just 1 contract, but it did get me 70% in 3 minutes, which was pretty cool, and I'll at least explain why I took that trade and how it played out. So as always, I'll begin by going through my zones and my levels. So if we go back here, so this zone's actually from yesterday. This zone is from yesterday as well, so you can see where I got those from that video. This zone right here is yesterday low of day. This zone right here is yesterday high of day. This one right here is from 2 days back low of day, and then this is really the new one, which is from looks like January 12th low of day. And I chose this zone because it was January 12th low of day, but also worked for these 2 other days. It served as a zone, so it was a really good zone. So I'll start by going through price action. So we started the day with a bearish engulfing candle that took us all the way down to this 38.2 fib level. On the next candle, we went down and hit this next 38.2 fib level, and then we bounced and we went through this demand zone. And then once we went there, we began to form a bull flag. I do have a better way to depict that, so let me go ahead and go here. So this is the first trade I took, so you can see we formed a bull flag. We also had this bullish 9 and 21 EMA crossover. We had the MACD crossover, and so I entered that trade right there. And then pretty much right after that, we had this bullish engulfing candle that took us all the way to pre-market high, which is where I took my profits. So that netted me 3.67% on the account. So that was the first trade. After that, we just kind of continued to go up. We had this breakout of pre-market high, which took us to this supply zone, and we bounced right off of this supply zone, and we closed here, and then we just kind of rode the 9 EMA and went through the other 2 supply zones. So my next trade comes when I saw this. So this is crazy. This is a huge volume uptick. I mean, this was 500,000 volume, and this was 8 million. And it was green volume, buying volume. So once I saw that, I entered the trade because we had already been riding the 9 EMA pretty cleanly. We had just bounced off of that. We were bullish. We had an uptrend through the day, had a green MACD, had the 9 and 21 looking good. So I hopped in here, and then just right after that, 10 minutes later, we had this candle, which took us all the way up to the second demand zone up here, and that's actually where I took my profit. So that's the second trade, and so I believe that is this one right here. And then that one was for 40%. And so we continue. Once we break out of this demand zone or supply zone, we continue up towards the next supply zone, and we reject off of this supply zone very cleanly. And it was actually a 50% fib level as well. We came back down. We stuck to the 9 EMA. We rode that pretty well. And then we started to find some support on the 21 EMA. So this was the trade I took that was 70% in like 3 minutes. So once we broke through the 21 EMA, we shot straight down, and we actually found support right here, which was a previous support in the day, and it was the bottom of this demand zone. And so once I saw us have strength here, I jumped in calls, and it kind of just shot back up one above the 21 EMA, and I took my profits there. So that's that trade. And then if I go here, I'll show the trade. So that was the setup. I noticed a bounce right there, and I hopped in, and let's see if I can find this here. So I bought this at $48 at 111, sold it at 114 for $78 and 70%. So that was my third trade. And after that, we kind of just shot right back up. We closed back above the 21 EMA, and we had this 921 EMA crossover. So if you actually hopped in on this crossover, as well as the increased volume, and then you saw this MACD crossover, you honestly would have been set for the rest of the day. So we broke out of this supply zone, and then we just rode the 9 EMA all the way until close. So it was a pretty strong uptrend day, and that's the recap.